Hello, coolers, and welcome back to Viva Barca, the home of everything Barca, where we are going to be discussing on three talking points from that goalless draw against Benfica yesterday in the Champions League. Very, very important talking points that is very important. We know about them. But before we jump into those three talking points, guys, I want us to discuss on Martin Braithwaite, who is currently injured. Recently, Martin Braithwaite had an interview where he stressed out that he thinks he will have an important role at Barcelona under Xavi Hernandez when he returns from injury. So he's confident, right? We're going to be discussing on that report as we move ahead. So guys, as we get ready to discuss those stories in much detail, please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Give this video a like and make sure to watch this video right up to the very end. Martin Braithwaite has claimed that Xavi Hernandez has reassured him that he will have an important role in the team when he recovers from his injury, which has kept him out of action since September. Of course, Martin Braithwaite is gradually recovering from a knee injury, which required surgery, and he is confident that the new Barcelona boss will have him in his plans for the remainder of the season. Going by his words, "Now it is a question of returning soon, but I will have an important role when I return," Braithwaite told TV3. He continued by saying, "I have spoken with Xavi. He is clear about what he wants to do and what he wants to change. He knows how he wants to play, and that makes everything very clear. It will be very exciting." Braithwaite underwent surgery in mid-September after suffering a patellofemoral injury to his left knee, and he is expected to be able to return to training in a few weeks' time. "Everything is progressing nicely. It's going very well," Braithwaite added. Now, moving on to what I really want us to discuss in this episode. The bright lights shone upon a wet and chilly Camp Nou, the grandest stage in world football, ready for another decisive encounter, this time against Benfica. With a win, Barcelona were through to the Champions League round of 16, if we could have won. A draw or loss would leave all marbles to be played another day. After a hard-fought 90 minutes, a 0-0 draw may not have satisfied either team, but there was plenty for fans to take away. Looking back at the match, here are some key takeaways that were visible. The first takeaway that was very visible, and I think very positive as well, is the fact that Xavi's plans are taking shape gradually. Let's start with the good, because there was plenty of it from Barcelona's end, regardless of the optics of failing to score and conceding chances. The opposition should have converted. Xavi's men are undoubtedly moving in the right direction. They are, at least relatively speaking, evidently more tactically disciplined, unified and cohesive, not to mention playing with spirit. This was all clear against Benfica. Players instructed to hug the touchline did so just as interiors were tasked with playing in and around the half spaces. So there were also repeated patterns of play that gave the players guidance and, attack a backbone. Defensively, they were organized and efficient, keeping Benfica at bay for most of the proceedings. Positively, they also kept focus, for the full 90 minutes, contrary to the late game slip-ups against Espanyol. Hopefully, the team can build off this positive performance and continue to implement Xavi's ideas. Then the second takeaway is dynamic Dembele. Carrying on and looking at the other positive takeaways, one can mention a variety of players who impressed on the night. The midfielders, including Gavi, Sergio Busquets, Nico Gonzalez and Frenkie de Jong, dominated the middle of the park, and even the backline performed admirably. Nevertheless, let's focus on Ousmane Dembele, whose presence and impact in the final 25 minutes of the match cannot be understated. Barcelona were excited to see him in action due to the high praise Xavi has given him, and he performed well on the night. Yes, he did not finish with a goal contribution or anything eye-opening on the stat sheet, but he consistently asked questions that Benfica's backline struggled to answer. Isolated the 1v1 situations out wide, Dembele would pounce at the heart of the defense and make crosses into the box. He finished with 2 dribbles, 2 shots and 8 crosses, the most of any player on the pitch. Then the third, and which is very negative, the third takeaway is misfiring Memphis. Of course, perhaps Barcelona's most disappointing player on the night was Memphis Depay, who happened to be in the midst of a rough spell for Barcelona. Against Benfica, he looked out of sorts, struggling to make an impact through build-up or in the box, as well as not taking his chances in front of goal. Memphis' performance is best summed up by what happened in the 56th minute, presented with inarguably the most straightforward chance in the match. bearing Stefanovic howler in the 9th minute. Of course, the Dutchman was, through a 1v1 with Benfica keeper, but cut in on his right foot, giving enough time for Nicolas Otamendi to make a crucial tackle. So the takeaway here is that this continues a string of subpar performance that have to turn around sooner rather than later. Memphis does not have to be Barcelona's talisman or necessarily carry the team, but at least he should be a more involved presence in the final third. So callers, with that we come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you did enjoy the video and also hope you did subscribe. If you haven't, please make sure to subscribe so you always stay up to date with the latest on FC Barcelona here on Viva Barca. Until next time, bye bye.